In this video, we're going to talk about how to make a Google Classroom, what needs to be included, how it should be titled, and with whom it should be shared. To start off, you're actually going to go to the RCU18 portal, and then you'll see that there's a shortcut to Google Classroom right there. Once you've clicked here, you should be able to see any past Google Classrooms, plus up here in the right-hand corner, there's a little plus sign. You're going to click that to create a new classroom. The way it should be titled, first you're going to list your subject. This is so that in student calendars, they can see the subject for which an assignment is due right off. I'm going to say math. The second part should be the teacher's name, CV. And third, it should be whatever section it is that you are assigning this Google Classroom to. If I'm only teaching one subject in 2 grade levels, I might choose just to narrow it down by 8th grade or 5th grade. If it's different social studies classes and they're going to have different assignments, I might narrow it down by period. So however you choose to assign your section, that should go third. All right, so I don't usually put anything in these other sections. You can create just with that piece. Now that our Google Classroom is started, we can actually customize how it looks right here. You can upload your own photos. We can also play with some of the settings. So just so that you can see that right up in the upper right-hand corner, right below your picture, you click on that little cog wheel. You can set it so that students can post and comment. I advise against it. You can make it so that only teachers can post and comment. This will prevent students from posting anything on your Google Classroom. You can also make it so that you can launch discussion posts. Students can only comment. That means that you have to make the original discussion question and then they can comment underneath. For this purpose, I'm just going to say only teachers can post and comment. On the stream, I prefer not to have updates, so I say hide notifications. It'll let kids know every time you post something, every time you delete something. So if you're like me and you make several errors, it'll just keep letting them know. So I prefer just to hide the notification so that I can do what I want and not feel watched. There are some options in here too if you want to add rubrics or grading scales. Save. From here, we need to set up our actual Google Classroom classwork. So here's the stream. I can still post in here, but the kids can't, and it's not going to give a lot of notifications. This is where we took that away. Click on the top tab that says classwork. From here, we can actually start organizing everything in here by creating topics. So this is how I organize mine, but you can organize it however it works for you. I do current assignments. Add. I'm going to do another topic. Let's do assignments. Add. And resources. That is the part that is the most important here. To reorganize, you just click, drag, and drop. That part's pretty easy. Now we're ready to start adding our resources. So I'm going to create a material. These are required for everybody to have in their Google Classrooms. So we're just going to go slow. You need to have a copy of the student handbook. This is available to the students. So I'm just going to go to where I already have it. It will be shared with you. And once you download, you can add it here. Open with Google Docs. Share. Anyone with the link. and copy link. Now I have got my student handbook right there. Now I'm going to click post. I'm going to go through a couple of options with this next, but we want this immediately available to students. And I'm going to drag that right down to the resources tab. Now, just as a side note, until I actually put something in these topics, kids won't even see that these topics exist. The second required document for Google Classroom is the RSU 18 portal page. It will just make your life easier if you got it in there. Sometimes they automatically sign out. So if they're finding that Google Classroom or something else isn't working, have them go sign back in through their email. All right. So I'm just going to say portal. And I'm going to attach a link. Paste it right in there. And now our portal is there. Post. And we've got our second required resource. If at all possible, and you can make your substitute teacher plans available online so that an administrator could get it. This is a way of posting just in case you ever have an emergency. I'm going to share. I'm going to put anyone with the link, but watch what I do. Create material substitute teacher plans. There's the link to them. I don't want children to have access to this, so this step is important. Instead of clicking post, I clicked that little down arrow right next to it. If I go down to save draft, only me and whoever I add as a teacher can see this. So it's right there in resources. Once I do the next step, me and administrators will be able to access my substitute teacher plans should an emergency arise. So the next required step is to add our administrators as a teacher. So you're going to go here, add Lacey Studholm, Robert Moody, invite. And they may not accept right away, but when they need to, they can enter your Google Classroom and gather anything that they need. This is really helpful, especially if you do need to be out and you can't access it yourself. Once you have your student lists, you're going to go right over here and you can just start typing in names and you can import your students right there. You do not want to add your students as teachers or they will be able to edit your assignments. Now let's go into how to add assignments. So you can add quizzes, you can add questions. I just add everything as an assignment. So I'm going to say that I want to, you could create a Google Doc here. You could add a YouTube video, or you could add something from your drive. So if I go to my drive, I might want Algebra Chapter 1 assignment. Add. I could also add helpful video links or resources. Let's say I want to add the portal, even though I don't really. And I could add a worksheet. So this doc right here allows me to pull anything from here we go, upload. This allows me to upload anything from my computer. So let's try to find something that I would like to add. Sure, let's add math minutes. Now, all of those resources are on this assignment. I'm just going to call it Untitled Assignment 1. If I'm not ready to drop this assignment, I might schedule it for a future date. That's in that drop down as well. I could save it as a draft as I showed you before, and students won't be able to find it, or I can just assign it. For this particular one, I'm just going to assign it. So here, I'm going to put it down as a current assignment. And if I choose to, I can make another assignment. Next assignment. I'm not going to attach anything this time. I'm just going to schedule. So if I schedule for this one to drop on Monday the 12th at 8 a.m. schedule, it will automatically assign at 8 a.m. on Monday, August 12th. I'm going to put that right in the current assignments tab so that when it does appear, it shows up right there. Now let's say this assignment is now past due. I can move it to past due assignments. Again, it's just click and drag. All right. Thank you so much for following along with me. Bye.